is not on. Now it's on.
All that stuff you said about Wiki Bobby and Jennifer, they didn't hear it.
So we've got Wiki Bobby, Jennifer Delaney, Jimmy K is here, Garas
the
fan
first one's
here.
in, yeah.
Very cool. So we've got some people creeping on into the chat here, and this is we'll do an introduction here in a minute. Randy Moses is here.
Holy Moses,
the famous author,
the man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, very cool. Here, I'll turn that so you could also see comments.
Okay. Perfectamundo.
All right, guys. Hopefully everyone's having a good night, a good Halloween weekend, a good month of October.
Mm-hmm.
We are. It's been super busy, but we're doing good.
Yep, can't complain.
And, I think we almost have to, plan everything in August from now on.
Yes.
Because we were invited to some events.
Back-to-back events.
Towards the middle of October and beginning of October, and we just...
It got crazy.
It got crazy where we just couldn't make all of the events or do all of the things.
And we tried.
So we had to say no to a few people.
And we tried.
And then you need a little bit of rest in between everything.
Yeah, that's for when you're, 6 feet under. Until then, you push, and go crazy.
Well, you need a little bit of rest.
That can drive you into the...
You have to recharge your batteries, right?
True. I agree.
Yeah. You have to pace it.
That's right. So we got people in the chat there. I think we're ready to roll.
Let's start rocking and rolling
here. The official kickoff? All right, Here we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of The Mummy and the Monkeys.
Hairy, Scary Hangover.
That's right. It's the Halloween edition, I guess you could say. Right?
Yes, our Halloween-ish edition.
Halloween
time.
Yes.
Yeah, Halloween-ish.
Yeah, issue. Yeah, and so we're just gonna hang out a little bit, kind of round the night out, probably to the witching hour, the midnight hour, the witching hour.
And
just kind of shoot the about whatever we want to talk about. And I think tonight we're gonna talk about some movies we watched, horror movies. Now we try to get at least one movie in a night, horror movie when we had some time, like maybe when we're having dinner or after all the work of the day is done.
Right.
We'd sit down and throw in some some horror movies and things like that. And we got this 50-pack of horror movies.
Yes, it's one of those weird movie packs that has all kinds of weird shot on video films. And thanks to, it was Seth Martin who recommended these movie packs, and then you did some digging on the interwebs to buy them.
That same night.
You were eager to find them.
I bought 4 movie packs, 450 movie packs, so 200 movies I bought within a 24-hour period.
Yeah.
2 of them, it was all for about $100. I think I got all, believe it or not, right? Crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, you go to the movies twice and spend $100.
Exactly, right?
But there's a reason why, because those movies that you go see are probably a lot better than a whole 50-pack of these movies. We really are, it's like digging for gold. Mm-hmm. We're sifting through these things, and there's
trying to find the good movies out of these packs.
There's a lot of dreck.
There's some comments we want to read, because this is more interactive here. I'm going to start making the Halloween shows much, much earlier from now on, says Bone Jingler. Yeah, we're feeling that.
Good.
With the haunted houses, with all the events, I feel like we have to probably just film everything in August.
Yeah.
Because then you have time in between to actually piece it together and plan the shows.
Yeah, most of us have day jobs. I mean, we're doing this,
Because you're doing other things too, and it's
Yeah, most of us are a labor of love.
Trying to juggle everything, and you end up getting a lot on your plate.
So our spare time, is already, pressed for, doing the show, which is fine because we're electing to do this, but it just becomes so concentrated in October. So that was a good suggestion to maybe do things a month or 2 in advance.
In August, start planning it, and then go through and figure out what movies are okay to play.
Yeah, because
it's where you could go to film things. What events are you going to attend?
Because if we're doing a haunted attractions, we should go there if they're open half a month before October.
Because some of them do start setting up in August.
Almost a month before now.
Yeah.
So we should.
So that would probably just be better to go when they're just setting up.
Because and here's the other thing that happened recently is that everyone starts planning parties, and there's personal friends that we'd like to attend their parties, but if we're gonna go, they always have this little bit of interest, and we are too, to maybe shoot some stuff there. We did.
Yes, we do have some fun Halloween footage from a party a few weeks ago.
It's going to probably surface on our Halloween special
probably
Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah.
So, good thing we did all that, but there's there's even stuff coming up this weekend that was oh wow, how are we going to do all this? So we do have an appearance tomorrow at an art gallery.
Yeah, and then a radio appearance. Well, it's still an appearance.
We're having an appearance this
A
Sunday.
radio appearance Sunday.
On a worldwide show because you get on the internet.
DooWopRadio.com.
Yeah, we could play that real quick if you want.
Or just show the graphic.
Yeah, we could go to the graphics.
Just show the graphic real
Promote that last minute stuff because if you're in the Cleveland area,
or if you're in any area in the world.
for the art gallery.
Oh, I thought you meant the radio show.
No. I wouldn't say that. That's for.
I thought we were getting into the radio show.
Well, this is for tomorrow, last minute. That's why I said Northeast Ohio, Cleveland area.
Oh, okay.
If you want to run on down to the opening of the kickoff, the reception for the Kaiju art show, which is about giant monsters and, of course, robots and things like that.
Cool.
All things Kaiju. It's at the Graffiti Heart Gallery on Superior Avenue in Cleveland, Ohio. Check that out. We have some local artists that are contributing sculptures, paintings, all kinds of really neat stuff. And again, tomorrow is just the kickoff, the reception, and I'm sure the show will go on
that
for
sounds like a lot of fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun. And then, hey, you know what? We're invited to be a part of a radio show that's going to be on this Sunday, the 29th.
DooWop Radio.
4 to 6 on DooWop Radio.
The golden age of rock and roll, Commander Greg's Halloween show. So he's going to play all kinds of fun retro songs.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be great. So, yeah, check us out there.
We'll have a guest spot on there.
We have a cameo. We have a couple of, there's like at least 3 or 4 spots we're involved in. So yeah, it'll be great fun. And we've done shows with him in the past, and they've been a lot of fun because he plays, for Halloween anyway, he'll play like those novelty records.
A lot of cool stuff that you don't always hear. There's way more than just Monster Mash.
Yeah, Monster Mash.
Monster Mash.
Not Bash.
I said Monster Mash. No, I said Monster Mash.
Yeah. There's so many like cool novelty rockabilly-esque, and funny songs and things like that from the 50s and 60s.
All kinds of cool retro songs.
He's got them all, baby. He's got them all. So
Ron Vickers, wow! Thank you for the super chat. That's really sweet.
Let me pull up my Barber Papa.
And then Kirk Harrington says December 1st through the 3rd is GalaxyCon Columbus. Yeah, I saw that advertised online, but
been to that.
I don't think we'll get to go to that one. There's all kinds of shows, kinds of fun events.
Yeah. And there's so much more. There's even haunted houses we haven't been to yet that we got invited to go check out. Crazy.
So I'm thinking next year we'll get to go to the one haunted house that we didn't get to go to this time.
It's killing us. But
it's
hopefully they still like us. We'll see.
Yeah. But okay, so we've been watching those really weird like movie packs from like the early 2000s, and they're all like independent movies,
horror and stuff like that,
scary movies, horror films.
Yeah, and I will say, and I know so number one, let me make this very clear. Anyone that finishes any project, I have to give my pompadour off to. Okay, I can't say that just because something wasn't that good, it wasn't worth putting together, because that's the tough part. A lot of people talk smack, that they don't like something, but based on what have you ever done? Not that you have to make a movie or have to write a song or have to put together a building to appreciate something.
A project like that, to have it completed, is an accomplishment.
So I give them that credit.
Whether or not people like the movie is another thing.
That's the caveat.
To be able to finish a movie or a book or show or anything is an accomplishment.
It's a great accomplishment.
To be able to finish a project.
Right. So my opinion on some of these movies is not based on their lack of of gumption to put something together and and resourcefulness to actually do it.
It's all based on opinion.
That's admirable.
Everyone's got different opinions.
Sure.
Yes.
But the content of said project, it's a whole other thing.
So
the first thing we watched was something called Flesh Eating Ghouls from Outer Space. This thing was like clay zombies, and it was very trippy.
Oh, that one was a short film. It was about a half an hour, and it's actually available on YouTube. So what's the name of this video again?
Flesh-Eating Ghouls from Outer Space.
Flesh-Eating Ghouls from Outer Space.
18
and
minutes
that's
long.
Made with puppets.
Boy, is it weird.
And it's weird.
It's a fun weird.
And trippy, but it's a fun weird.
I loved it.
I thought that was actually refreshing to watch out of that movie pack.
Bizarro.
That's probably the best one so far out of there.
And all the puppets were handmade. You could tell the person they made all these puppets themselves.
They did.
And they're not like Muppet puppets. They're like paper mache humans, almost like Pee-wee's Playhouse in a way.
Yeah.
Some of those puppets have that sort of human look to them.
It has that really weird look.
So if you can,
I'm just taking this hat off. I'm sorry, guys. I tried to do the gimmick and it keeps falling
You got the
off.
stockings. That's all anyone cares about. So Flesh-Eating Ghouls from Outer Space. And then we watched The Night Owl. This movie, a girl stay in a cabin together to take a vacation. Too slow. Oh, you said too slow, too boring. These are your opinions.
Oh, yeah. Let me see. Can I see my notes? My chicken scratch handwriting here. The Night Owl? Is that the one you went to?
Yeah.
Oh, that one's awful.
Well, now, I'm trying to remember these movies.
So it's a bunch of girls. They're like going out to this cabin. They're taking a road trip together.
Yeah.
They're like one of their relatives has like a cabin that they can use to like stay at for the week. It was so
boring.
And it was supposed to be like a girl's.
That was the vampires, right?
No, they weren't quite vampires.
Well, that's the one,
they were like demons.
Yeah. With the
and it had a lot of biblical
thin 90s and stuff.
Yeah, and it had a lot of biblical references, and it was really slow. It had really slow pacing.
A lot of nudity, though.
I don't remember that much nudity.
There was some nudity in there. A
few topless scenes.
Okay.
Yeah, a few topless scenes.
But so edit the movie to that, and you're done.
Just 5 minutes of the topless girls movie done.
I mean, the cheesiest dialogue, really weird editing. Like some of the words were cut out. I don't know why.
Yeah.
During if they just. It's not they used film, they used videotape. I don't know.
To me, it came off, and this is my opinion, it was very, like, taking itself way too seriously.
Yeah, with the dialogue.
Right. And the biblical references and...
Yeah. That's the girl that was like a lame girl that she got all
she's
foxed
supposed
up.
to be like, I guess, Lilith reincarnated
That's
or
right.
something.
Oh my God.
She's supposed to be, that goes back to like.
Then all of a sudden she's into everything, girls, guys, and she's like this.
And she's trying to seduce people and then like attack them or something. And it was really, really bad. It was just, in my opinion, just taking it too serious.
And what's that one called again?
It's called The Night Owl.
The Night Owl.
The Night Owl.
And there were a few shots of an owl that they must have got
they would
on
cut
a camping
to like
trip or something.
Yeah, like stock footage of an owl in the woods.
For whatever reason, I don't know.
It just took way too long to get where it needed to be. Like really? It took them forever to show like, okay, she's possessed or whatever. Yeah. And it was just, it wasn't like, it wasn't done well, I thought.
Yeah, so. It wasn't.
Okay.
In our opinions.
So that was just my opinion. Other people might watch it and love it.
But kudos to getting it together and having a finished product.
That's to actually cool. Like coordinate a team of actors to say, hey, we're going to make this movie and actually like piece it together is an accomplishment. But is taking a crap an accomplishment? I mean, well,
hey, good job.
If you're constipated, it is.
Look how nice that came out.
I mean, poop is important, right?
Right, and it's something.
Right, Louis?
It's a creation.
Louis here joining in. He did a little head nod.
But I don't think it's ever. But the only thing that's a bad analogy because there's no such thing as good poop, depending on what you're into. I guess.
Well, I mean, it's good to.
And that's coming from
regular.
That's coming from a monkey. All right. That's coming from a monkey.
Some poop is good. It's good to be regular.
Well, but you don't sit there and you don't frame it. You don't put it on. You don't have a collection like a VHS tape. You don't have.
Let's not. Enough with the poop talk. Okay.
A shelf full of poops that you like as opposed to the ones you didn't like.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
All right. Anyways,
we're not from a monkey.
We're not getting into that. So.
Yes.
Let's read some comments.
Are people liking any of this?
Louis loves you, Grim, says Rob.
He do. He's a puddle of Lou, as we call him.
Travis says, sweet Louis, black cats are great pets and not bad luck. No, Louis is good luck.
I don't believe in that crap.
Louis are a good luck cat.
I never understood that. Even as a kid, I thought that was a silly thing.
Yeah, in other cultures, they think black cats are good luck. So we'll go with that.
Black cats are the best.
Campbell Soup says, my son is having a spooky movie night tomorrow, and we are watching tonight's Mummy and the Monkey.
Oh.
How nice.
Perfect for the kids, I think, this movie. There is one, I forgot to edit out one S word, but...
Yeah, there's just one swear word in it.
And he said ship, okay?
Yeah.
S-H-I-P, so there you
go. Bone Jangler says, I've been listening to Halloween music since the last week of September, and in the car I've been listening to the Scream channel on Sirius XM.
Nice. Yeah, there's so much stuff out there. I love it. I even put together a iPod shuffle full of Halloween music that we were listening to.
Yeah. When we took a little road trip to the pumpkin patch.
Yeah, we had some Halloween, concentrated Halloween music on, shuffle.
My son is 24.
That's fine. Perfect for the kids. Yeah, but he's still a kid to you,
He's still a kid to
24.
you.
I wish you can call me a kid at 24 all you want.
To be 24
I would love
again.
That. Call me what you want at 24. So right there. Yeah, 24. I'm twice that age. How did that even happen?
Okay, so let's go to the next bad movie.
I'm over that.
Revenge of the Lorna.
Llorona.
Revenge of the Llorona.
It was a Spanish.
It's based off of some type of Spanish folklore.
Yes. Mexican, I believe.
About a ghost coming back to get people. It's like it took place in a cursed house.
Yes.
There's a weird.
This movie.
There's a weird scene in like the beginning where this ghost haunts a couple and they're in the middle of having relations.
You don't even know this movie.
There's a lot of balcony, and it was like.
Look,
I didn't really need to see that.
You know what? We're used to seeing Hollywood movies where everybody's super polished.
Yeah.
And super beautiful and super, groomed.
But it's totally okay if people have acne.
No.
Just, I don't want to see a close-up of it.
But
I'm good.
Right. You got you can almost smell what was going on in that room. Let's put it that way. You right?
It wasn't looking so fresh.
I don't want to get into. I could say some really messed up stuff.
It was. Yeah, you don't.
I'm not. I said I could.
That little. Yeah, and then so there was a ghost scene involving the scene where the couple was having relations.
Now it was.
And I can't go into details about it, but. It was really weird. It started out really weird.
There was something. It was like really. I mean, they went. Okay, so there's that scene. It really is. I mean, I would say watch this movie.
I was like, what the?
Because they tried really hard.
It had some good scenes that made you look at it like, what the heck is this? Yeah. So that's kind of cool.
They'll hate us if we.
And then there, some evil. Like you could tell they were heavily inspired by the Evil Dead, by some of the. Weird camera things going on.
You're making it sound too good.
Rob Wise, thank you for the super chat. That's really sweet.
Let me thank you.
$20 super chat. He says for Louis treats. Louis loves treats.
He loves treats.
And it's funny, we always keep some treats nearby because when we're doing the show, he always wants treats.
Hi, Louis. Okay, buddy.
There's that if he wants some. No, I think he just wants pets right now.
Why are you confusing him?
Well, in case he wanted some.
He gotta eat them off my lap. He just wants me to pet him.
He's like, just pet me.
He'll jump on the floor if he wants treats.
Yeah,
right,
he's
Bubba?
like, I'm good.
Right, Bubba? All right.
The Late Late Horror Show. So nice to see you, Dino. Dino, awesome. Happy Halloween.
Where's Dave Plouffe?
Oh, yeah. Him and Dave have been doing videos.
I like watching their stuff.
Yeah. They
do the
nice.
NFL talks and stuff.
It's nice and chill. I like hearing the paranormal talk.
They get the paranormal stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we often doze off and... Not that it dozes us off, but we love putting the Dino stuff, the Late Late Horror Show, the mystery movies, or the
radio shows, the paranormal chat.
Yeah, anything, yeah.
Yeah. So if you guys like paranormal stuff, ghost stories, old radio shows, check out our friends at the Late Late Horror Show.
This is the perfect time of year for that.
Yeah.
Although any time of year is perfect for it.
Oh, every day of the year.
But I'd say listen to it. It's good. Thanks, Dino, for all the cool programming.
Okay, so going back to the movie that we saw on that 50 pack, it's Revenge of the La Llorona, and this is actually a sequel.
We have the first one.
The first one is Curse of La Llorona.
We have that too.
We haven't seen that one. We saw the sequel.
Might have to pop in
I guess the first one might be. We'll see.
Oh,
but
there's flashbacks of that first one in this one.
But there's this I'm trying to describe what's going on.
You can't.
It's kind of difficult at times.
So there's the most racist person in the world.
Oh, he's a terrible human being who's I guess a television reporter in this movie.
Like a Geraldo type of guy.
Yeah, and he wants to do some type of big story on this haunted house and this legend of La Llorona and
this
the
thing
ghost.
that happened a bunch of years ago in this house.
So he has a crew, it's him and his film crew, and the film crew are
Of course, he's white. I guess he's white, but he looks like he could be. I don't know what. But anyway.
He's making fun of the other people for being diverse.
But he has an Asian girl, a black guy, another white guy who's Shaggy. He's the dirty hippie,
and he's making fun of all of them being a rude butthole.
I mean, this stuff. If this guy would talk, the one thing he said, most people would just quit or punch him in the face.
Yeah, and I'm watching this.
No way.
Why are these people still working with him?
There's no way. That guy would be. He's not dead, but
he was a mean butthole in this movie.
It made no sense.
Later on, he does get his comeuppance.
But it took 2 hours.
But there was this whole he was setting up pretty much to kill off his whole crew.
Yeah, he had some thug set up to come in.
He hired a thug to go
kill these people
and
in the house.
Kill the people in the haunted house.
As they filmed the documentary about
to try to make to make the story seem more interesting.
Yeah,
but then the ghost actually came out and got the revenge. So
it was real.
It sounds cooler than what we're.
You can't. Yes,
the movie's a lot worse than what we're describing.
We're making it sound this awesome.
It's not awesome.
It's not.
It's really bad.
It's got so many issues.
Yeah, it's a really bad movie.
But I would recommend it. Just this guy's dialogue, the main guy with the racial slurs and stuff.
Oh, he's just a total butthole in this movie.
And it's just
he's like
it's a cartoon character.
I think they purposely did it that way so when he dies later, you're cheering for it.
They could have just did that with the first thing that came out of his mouth in the movie. That's all. But it was constant, getting beat over the head with.
It was obnoxious. It was too. It was done too much. That
guy would last 2 seconds in any world, no matter where you come from.
No one would want to work with him
or know this guy. It was stupid.
Yeah,
but
anyway. It was really dumb. So
we get it.
Those are the 3 that we saw off of that one movie pack you bought, and then we did watch a good movie.
I've never seen this,
and you never saw it before. I've seen it once.
I don't think I have.
A long time ago, but.
We
watched it together recently. We watched Frankenhooker.
I can't make. I'm going to try to do my impression. Ready for my Frankenhooker?
Yeah. What's your impression?
Frankenhooker impression right here. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, how do you move your mouth like that?
I like that. You just.
She did these weird.
That's pretty good. How lucky were they that?
Want a date?
Now I was watching this. I'm like, who's
That's
this broad?
Such a fun movie.
I said, who's this broad? She's pretty good.
Yeah.
The movie was interesting. It was totally. So when I watch this movie, I'm like, hey, I would totally remember it if I seen it.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is totally The Brain That Wouldn't Die.
It's like The Brain That Wouldn't Die meets Little Shop of Horrors.
Meets
the 1980s.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
with some funny stuff going on there, and with a little bit of nudity and stuff.
It's imagine if Seymour from the original Little Shop of Horrors movie, the Roger Corman one from the 60s, was the guy that had a girlfriend whose head got cut off in a car accident or whatever. Yeah. In this one, it's way over the top.
It's really good. It's like
they're at a party in the beginning. So this kid he's like a plumber or a mechanic. But he also is experimenting with human body parts in his spare time.
He works for the electric company.
Okay, so
that's his day job, but he also is pretty much like a mad doctor, a mad scientist.
On the side.
On his side.
And he's dating this frumpy girl who's not happy with her body and this and that, and she turns on one of his inventions, which is some kind of lawnmower from hell.
Yes.
And it chops her up. By mistake, it was a remote control, and she hit the on button, get away from it.
And the lawnmower chopped her up.
So he has her head and a few body parts, just like in, The Brain That Wouldn't Die. So he's like, he's adamant about getting the love of his life, be alive again. So he finds a bunch of hookers, he figures no one will miss them.
Yeah.
And he creates a drug to knock them out, but it turns out that it's like the super crack that makes people explode. And he wanted to do this, then he changed his mind. The hookers find the crack. They all start snorting it. Or smoking it. He goes crazy, don't do that. They all blow up. Now he has all these convenient body parts.
So yeah, there's all these body parts he's harvesting to build a body for
now, this is a movie that's good.
For his girlfriend. And the plate of boobs was hilarious.
Oh my god.
And he had the one bin of legs, and all the legs are sticking.
Like umbrellas, He's got
an umbrella stand or something.
It's absurd.
The DVD fell somewhere.
So it's funny because the guy's apologizing, I see Seymour because I'm sorry, I never meant for this to happen. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because he's so apologetic and feeling bad, but at the same time he's trying to save his girlfriend and give her a new body.
And things are just happening.
And weird things are happening.
I even like the pimp in the movie.
Oh, he's funny.
He's really funny.
Yeah.
Hey, that's not your arm. When he sees Frankenhooker.
He just was able to figure it out. Not bothered by it or anything.
No, I can tell that you're cobbled together. That doesn't bother me. That's not your arm. That's what he noticed.
Well, and it was done in such a fun, silly,
cheek,
campy, cartoony way.
And
it was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, and I posted that we were watching this, and somebody commented forced camp. 80s force camp.
Most people like the movie. One person commented on your post saying they didn't like it.
But it doesn't matter who it was.
Again, everyone's allowed their own opinion.
I understand that.
You know?
But I'm saying I understand what they were saying. But I thought the way they had never seen this before and seeing a lot of junk before.
Yeah.
I thought this kind of was a fun. You know, it was.
I thought it was fun.
I liked it. I'd like to get a copy of that now. It was good. I'm a fan.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a good movie.
Frankenhooker for life. I wish they would. And the actress didn't really do much.
No, I couldn't find much on her. She was only in like 2 other movies.
Like two or three movies.
Yeah,
tops.
I don't remember her name
Weird,
right now. But
a regular sounding name.
she's a pretty actress.
Yeah.
Yeah. She just wasn't in a lot of movies. Maybe she just
probably didn't care about it. But she was at Cinema Wasteland a couple years ago.
She was, several years back. Yeah, but I don't know.
And I wish I would have saw the movie.
Some people pursue other careers.
Sure they do.
Okay, so I'm going to look through some comments here. Ed said he watched Renfield.
We're on the fence with that because it looks... I love Nicolas Cage. Speaking of that, I'm talking about a movie next about him, with him. I know the Nicolas Cage parts I want to see. But the guy eating the roaches and getting an energy boost from the roaches and getting superpowers, that's kind of weird to me, but... kind of lame, I should say. But I don't know. I have to see it.
Albert says, I put Frankenhooker on my list. Thanks for your recommendation.
Oh, you'll love it, brother. I'm telling you, this is so much fun.
It's not Frank and Hooker. It's Frank N. Hooker, kind of like Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Frank N.
Franken.
Yeah, Franken.
Yeah, Franken.
Frankenstein,
Frankenstein, Frankenhooker, yeah.
Okay. Let's see. I saw the new Haunted Mansion on Disney Plus, says Travis.
Yeah,
oh, that's cool. I wonder if it's any good.
Like they had one a while back with Eddie Murphy was in.
Well, they could just, it's Disney. They just keep making movies.
Yeah.
So maybe
Disney should make a Frankenhooker.
No, they shouldn't.
They made Frankenweenie, didn't they? Who made that? DreamWorks.
That was
DreamWorks.
That was
Tim Burton.
What's his name? Tim Burton.
Directed it, but DreamWorks I think put that out.
Okay.
Somebody put it out.
Frankenweenie's a good movie. Renfield was pretty good, says Rob. Nicolas Cage was funny.
I like Nick Cage. I'm a fan.
Cool.
I wish I would have bought those Nick Cage pillows. I feel bad I didn't buy those.
Blood Diner. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Blood Diner is also hilarious, too.
I need to watch that again. Is that the same guy from Blood Diner? The actor in Renfield. He looks... I know I've seen... He looks like Andrew McCarthy a little bit, that actor. But like the Wish.com version.
I'd have to look it up. Late Horror Show says Nicolas Cage is good, but the movie sucks.
Yeah,
I'm not really that thrilled to go see it.
Dino,
and it's got mixed reviews.
And you and I are kind of the same.
We like a lot of the same things.
I can see why. I know why Dino probably didn't like it. I think it's probably for the same reasons I wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
But he likes Cage, so do I. I mean, I heard those. They reenact. They kind of like redo the Dracula stuff that Bela did. In the movie Dracula, it's like scene for scene, or it looks just like that set.
Okay.
But he's like, instead of it being Bela, it's Nick Cage doing those things.
Drake says Renfield blows.
I would have to say it probably does.
Rebel Ghoul is popping in to say hi. She missed the hangout. She's doing Halloween in Atlanta. She's down in Atlanta having some fun.
They should name that place Party City.
So cool.
Atlanta's our Hotlanta, right?
Thanks for tuning in, Rebel Ghoul.
So speaking of, we can end it with this if you want. So a couple nights ago, I put in this movie. I haven't seen it, called Mandy. I got it from the library.
Oh yeah, you were saying that one was good.
It's Nicolas Cage, and it's a very interesting movie. It says a primal psychedelic rage scream of a movie. Slash Film said that. That's exactly what it is. It's totally its own thing. The sound work on this movie is amazing. I haven't seen many movies like this.
Yeah, you say that one's like more really trippy and weird.
It's super trippy.
More artsy.
It takes place in 1983. The gist of it is Nicolas. I'm not giving any spoilers. Nicolas Cage is like what do you call that? A lumberjack. Chopping trees down out in the wild somewhere. I forget where they are. Washington or something. Might as well be.
Okay.
Or Utah or something like that. So they're out in the mountains. He's chopping trees down. He goes home to the love of his life, which is this. She's an artist. She paints really freaky like stuff, cool stuff in their cat. They have a little cabin. They live in the middle of nowhere, right? And he's in love with this woman, right? And this is a love of his life. He's like this gritty guy who doesn't know anything, but he sees her for what she is, this very talented creative, which is the opposite of him, and he loves it about her, right? So that gets, let's put it this way, a group of very bad people, a cult, basically abduct her. I'll just say that, and he's not happy with that, obviously. and they pay the price ultimately. So that's all I'll say. I won't give anything away.
Okay.
Yeah,
so don't, because I'd like to see it eventually.
Okay, totally.
Because you were watching it, but it was like...
I didn't know you cared about this.
Well, I think I want to see it at some point. It's just when you were watching it, I wanted to go to bed.
You were out. I watched
was tired.
it again. I loved it.
Yeah.
But I was enamored with the sound work and the lighting and the color. It's so different. That it's its own thing. And then the story, you'll see. It's wacky. It's great.
There's so many movies we still need to see.
But yeah,
I still need to see.
Yeah, I wish more. I shouldn't say that. But cults aren't my favorite things. But
no,
they're not his either.
Well, we watched a special about.
Oh my gosh!
About the twin flame.
So.
Oh, and I didn't even know what that was.
So here's the beauty.
It was on Amazon Prime.
So we're talking about horror.
We
movies.
were just kind of looking on Prime and started watching it one night.
And this is what you'll learn about what you learn about life. There's more. Just because something's in the horror category doesn't mean there's not other horrors out there that aren't labeled horror. This was a horror. It's
scary like a horror film.
Yeah, it was a cult-based thing called Twin Flames, which I never heard of.
But there's a lot of documentaries about things like that, different cults. Yeah.
Basically, this was
I thought it was interesting.
It was like Match.com, except a very culty version of it. And of course, they deny they're a cult, but it's a cult.
Well, it's interesting.
What was this on? Amazon?
It was on Amazon Prime.
So if you have Amazon Prime, check out I forget what it's called though. But if you look up, was it called?
I don't remember right now.
Rats.
I don't remember right now.
But boy, it's like about 3 episodes. Like it's like an episodic sort of documentary.
Yeah, there's so many documentaries about that stuff.
Kind of like whatever
about that topic in general.
The way what's his name was the lion guy, Joe.
Kind of like the Tiger King thing.
The way they did that, it was episodes. It wasn't just a 2-hour.
Yeah,
thing.
It was like 3 episodes.
Yeah, it was good.
3 or 4.
Yeah, you didn't know where it was going to go or what was going to shake out, but it's still it's sobering when you see.
Rebel Ghouls says Totally Killer on Prime was so good. And then Rob Weiss says Prime has a lot of good old black and white sci-fi and horror.
Oh my gosh, the Tubi and Amazon, I mean, there's just too much stuff.
There's a lot of stuff to watch.
I love it though, but I'm not complaining.
It's good stuff.
I love it.
Yeah.
And then there's the 50 movie packs.
And then the 50 movie packs of the weird shot on video.
Criminal.
Oh, what was the one we saw where it was supposed to be the one with the skits?
Refresh my memory.
It was like a bunch of friends hanging out at a house.
Oh, geez.
And the one guy was like, "Hey, come back in an hour."
Granny.
Oh, yeah, it was the movie Granny.
You picked it out of the
I picked it out.
Like, let's watch Granny.
And it was a guy that dressed up like a granny.
Did we talk about this?
No, I don't think we talked about it. We talked about talking about it, but we didn't talk about it.
I think we talked about it on one of the...
oh, did we? A few weeks ago?
On a podcast, but not on this, yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind.
That's okay. You can talk about it here.
No, it's okay.
Please do.
It's like after midnight.
Okay, so finish it out real quick.
If we already talked about it.
You can't...
Okay, so one of those movies was called Granny, and it was pretty bad. Ooh. And it was like a group of friends that they were playing this really nasty joke on one of their other friends, and she ended up dying from fright later.
Or did she?
Yeah. But this guy, one of the guys dressed up like a killer guy. He dressed up like a granny with a knife and was like chasing them around. So it was this whole, like, everything took place in this house, and it was a weird house because everything looked kind of empty. Like maybe it was a rental house or it was listed for sale.
Or and they were just... Or they call it like a model home, like if they would show it off. It's like, this is the home you could move into.
Because they're hanging out in this house, and the house is like empty. There's like no furniture or anything.
There's no life in the house. It's very strange.
It was really strange. Like nothing on the walls. Everything was bare.
But the thing I hated was... They were going around at the most unrealistic conversation in the beginning, between friends, dumb stuff.
Yeah. About
sex or whatever. They talk about fears. Like, what's your biggest fear or your phobia? This one guy goes, well, I'm going to tell you what my phobia is, but you have to leave the house because I want to do it. I'm going to do a skit. I'm like, who says that? That's like kind of a weird word.
The dialogue was really weird.
And they kept using the word skit. Is this part of his skit?
Yeah. The story could have been good, but the dialogue and the way it was presented wasn't good.
No, it was horrible.
I think Nobody would deal with any of it. More interesting if it was done better.
But then again, you learn that everybody except for one person was in on this giant, basically, skit to just indoctrinate them into their new group of friends, which I was like, hey, they make that, hey, she's new to our group. And I'm like, okay.
Oh, yeah. So we're like, okay, they're going to mess with
right?
the new girl,
They
yeah.
kind of just, instead of with the exposition, you don't have to
But
say
they're supposed to
all
be
that.
like college aged or something.
Yeah, again, they're like in their like late 30s,
But they're all
college,
like, yeah.
That whole gag. But anyway.
Well, maybe community college.
Hey, Granny is definitely one that's way down to even care about. I would rather recommend The Curse of La Llorona or The Revenge of It over that movie.
They're all like tough to watch.
The stupidity of every character in that movie.
Yeah.
That's entertaining, I guess.
So guys, we're gonna probably wrap this up, but it's a short but sweet Harry Scary Hangover.
Yeah, it's been real, man.
Yeah, because you know the Harry Scary Hangout ran a little long because of the movie.
Yeah, it was a 5-part movie tonight.
Yeah, so we hope everyone has a fun and safe Halloween. You can check out our Halloween show on Halloween night.
That's right.
We'll share it on social media, our Facebook, our Instagram, YouTube community section. Mm-hmm. And good night, good fright.
That's right.
Happy Halloween.
Good night, good fright. That's right. And we love you guys. Thank you for watching. Happy Halloweeny.
Bye-bye.
Oh, I'm doing this.
You go ahead, Grim.